Here's Brody Brazil.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. Are you ready for the only kind of video I could put out on a day like this? Are you ready for my baseless Super Bowl 56 predictions? Wait a second, baseless? Aren't I the sports guy? Shouldn't I be coming to you with relevant information, insight, or instincts about today's game so that you can better grasp how it might play out, what might go down at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles? You know what, this time around? No, I'm actually not that guy. I am a guy who has not even seen a full Rams or Bengals game this entire season. That's the truth. Actually, wait a second. Those are the two teams playing, right? I'm kidding. I know that. I also know the game is on NBC, but just like I know literally nothing about the broadcast, even though I work for the company, I know nothing about the halftime show. I know nothing that's going to go on. I know next to nothing about these two teams, and quite honestly, about this big game down in Southern California. So that's why I think it might be fun to make these baseless predictions. Fun to do it here and now, but also even more fun to come back and revisit these after the game. Was I right about some things? Was I completely off and wrong about others? And my wild card, is it going to come true? Wait for that in just a couple minutes. But let's dive in with the biggest thing of all. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? I think it's going to be the Rams by among the slimmest of margins. I'm taking LA by 3 points. Why? Just because. And I take no pride in this, by the way. I know there's the whole Bay versus LA thing. I'm also still kind of randomly sore that they left St. Louis just kind of in the middle of the night, went out to California, even though that was several years ago. But I am a California guy. You'd think I'd just be rooting for the West Coast here in that situation. No, that's not it. I have no real connection to either team in this situation, especially the Rams. But I also want to say, I do feel for Bengals fans if this plays out to be correct. The whole playoff drought streak that was happening, the longest in professional sports in North America, that's been frustrating. This kind of feels like the miracle storybook season, and it only has one appropriate ending. Man, that's why it hurts to say I just don't think it's going to happen that way. And Los Angeles, in their own city, as the visiting team, by the way, and they'll celebrate even harder because it happened right around the corner in Inglewood. But my point is that I don't have any connection to saying that the Rams win by 3. I've literally got nothing. I'm trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat here. Am I right? Am I wrong by the end of the day? I don't know. And this game, I don't think it's going to be the cleanest played game. There'll be mistakes on both sides. There'll be nerves on both sides. I'm not saying it's going to be a shootout one way or the other, like a lot of points. Or I don't think it's going to be low scoring. I just don't think it's technically going to be the best football game you've ever witnessed. But both teams are going to be relatively close in competition, and the Rams are going to win by a field goal. All right? Simple as that. Now that I've established that, how could Joe Burrow, Cincinnati's quarterback, how could he be most valuable player? Well, I'm realizing that he won't be because that award never goes to a losing team's player. But I think maybe a better title here would have been top performer, because even though I am unfortunately predicting that Joe Burrow's team is going to lose, I feel like this is going to be his establishing moment as a playoff quarterback in this league. 2020 draft pick has obviously done nothing but good things for this team since then, and this is going to be the first of many postseason moments for him. You kind of feel that coming. You kind of feel like it's been especially warranted in his approach, in his execution. So Joe Burrow will be back. Joe Burrow will get a Lombardi trophy. Maybe not today, but in the very near future. I don't think this is the end of the line at all for him or this team, but I really do feel like of all the players you'll take notice of in today's game, Joe Burrow might be right there. All right, the halftime show. They're going straight to my teenage years. West Coast rap and hip-hop with Snoop, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. I mean, literally, well, not Kendrick, he's a little bit younger, but those other handful, very much part of my growing up and the music that influenced me. And I think the setting on the West Coast in California is so perfect for this. I feel like I already know all the songs they're going to play. And I feel like everybody knows these songs and these acts and these performers and this music, but in this setting and on this stage and in Southern California, I'm sure they're going to do it upright. I feel like, it's no necessarily, surprises yet. I've got a surprise for you in a second. But it's pretty predictable about what these performers are going to bring, the songs they might do, the way they might do them. Even then, I think they're going to be so intertwined and meshed together. I think they're going to get through a lot in a short period of time. And I think people are going to find this enjoyable. So I think the halftime show is going to be an A. No question about it. But there's also something about the halftime show, oh boy, that I also want to predict. You can't have a West Coast rap and hip-hop performance and tribute all the greats without having an appearance from TUPAC SHAKUR, right? He is California love, among so many other things. And a couple of years back, there was the whole Tupac hologram performing at concerts. I still don't know how they did it. I mean, that is an image of what it looks like. How did they do that? Would it be a performance today without Tupac showing up as a hologram? I actually thought I was the first to come up with this idea, this wild rumor. Then I searched it on the internet, found that other people were talking about it too. So it's a known thing. It's not a far-fetched idea. So maybe I'm not also that crazy in making this prediction, but I just want to say it here in advance. And I have no prior knowledge of anything. I swear to you. Tupac is going to show up as a hologram performing in the halftime show. And when he does, people are going to go nuts. And it's going to look really good. It's going to be accurate, all lip synced up. The music's going to hit. It's going to feel right when Tupac shows up. Call me crazy. That's my wild card prediction here. Okay, let's talk about the commercials, which this time around I predict are going to be graded as a B. Now, that's not a bad thing. I'm not intending to cut them down already. I don't even know what they're going to be, quite honestly, but I know in certain years there have been A performances and A+ performances, some of these spots that run for weeks and months and years, and they become spin-offs into other things and traditions and characters and situations that we never forget. I'm just here to say that these spots and commercials are harder to do now than ever. Our country, our continent, our world is so divided. The pandemic is still happening. It's just, is everybody even on the same page? And laughter and comedy and some of the things they can do to catch people, like I said, in the heart with emotions here. Some of these things can bring people together. I just feel like it's harder to execute now than ever. And don't get me wrong, there will be some funny things. You're going to laugh. You're going to maybe even shed a tear in the middle of a football game. You're going to think. But overall, I think a lot of these commercials will be, cool, great. All right, that's good. On to the next one. And you'll be satisfied. I just think it's going to be a B year of Super Bowl commercials. Again, it's not a C or a D, just a B. So satisfactory enough. Okay, another baseless prediction here. But I think this one's quite obvious, and I think this might be the most accurate of all. Celebrity overload. What do you think's going to happen every time there's a cutaway shot to the crowd and you're going to see people who are famous in LA, people who just want to be famous? There'll be criticism of who's sitting next to who's doing what, who's wearing this, who's not wearing this. You know what I'm talking about. So I think by the end of the broadcast, you're pretty much going to see every who's who of where's where and what's what. I just picked Magic and Michael Jordan here, but yeah, you're going to see performers, actors, other athletes. I don't know. I don't know how far and wide this is going to go, but I think among all the years, and look, people travel to Super Bowls wherever they're at. They're always in warm weather climates, but something about LA, something about this brand new stadium, I think that a lot of people are going to want to make sure that they get seen on the global broadcast. Which, by the way, if you're here in America, you know who I work for. Check out Super Bowl 56 on NBC. Wait, NBC. There you go. So those are my baseless Super Bowl predictions. If you're watching this after the fact, how did I do? Was I close? Was I far? Do I look completely stupid by predicting some of these things. Again, as I'm recording this right now, I have absolutely no clue. I promise you.